Ginkgo, Ginkgo biloba, Ginkgo biloba, come to me. Ginkgo biloba, um, Ginkgo biloba leaves I picked from my trees today. Look at those deep, deep lobes in that one. This is such, the oldest flowering tree on the earth, right? Ginkgo biloba is evolving just as we are. So many years ago, many, many years ago, in Central Park in New York City, where I lived for my first 10 years as an herbalist, New York Magazine back then said, the Green Witch of New York. And that label kind of stuck, even though I haven't lived in New York in decades. People still say that, which is kind of fun. Older still than the ginkgo, I'm coming back, but older still than the ginkgo is our beautiful pine. This is a white pine from my white pine tree. Beautiful, soft needles. And this tree, the reason I brought it in right now is this is even more ancient than the ginkgo biloba, right? This was prior to the broadleaf trees, right? When we had needles. I don't know if what I'm about to say is true, scientifically, but when I look at the ginkgo leaves, and especially when I touch them, when I run my finger or nail over them, it feels like a bunch of joined needles. So I imagine, right, the evolution of how the trees went from this to this. That ginkgo represents that. So years ago in Central Park, I stood with my back to a tree, and the tree said, yes, yes, tell them to eat me and drink me, my leaves. I wait here in my ancient form to awaken the parts of your mind that you have never used before. So, and look at the evolution of consciousness that has happened in these 30 years. It's quite profound, just as, of course, there is this powerful movement to hold on to the devastating and deadly and destructive status quo that we've lived within. There is this enormous rising, this enormous rebirth of consciousness going on that we are creating together, and that we must hold each other through and hold each other up so that we hang in there. This is the stickiest part. This is the stickiest part. So yeah, so the ginkgo biloba, right? The two lobes of the brain, bringing together the left and the right, the logic and the intuitive. Yes, all of that, absolutely. But I think there's much more. There's much more. I've always been so intrigued by the fact that we don't use approximately 98% of our brains. Clearly, some people use just the tiniest bit of it. But that by and large, humans don't use the vast majority of our brains, and nature doesn't just put something there for no reason. So it's time to awaken more faculties, and this intuitive awakening is part of that. It's part of that. So ginkgo biloba can be so helpful when you're looking to, for me, the medicine, you again find what it is for you. For me, it's like I want to access ancient memory, when I want to go way back and find to inform me in the present. Ginkgo is my herb of choice. I also love ginkgo for sacred ancestor work, right? On Samhain, and when the veils are at their thinnest, right? On secularly known as Halloween, I will typically put ginkgo biloba into the infusion, right? To help open the doors for the ancestors to come through, and perhaps not only our physical bloodline ancestors, our spiritual ancestors, and not only our human ancestors, right? But our plant ancestors, our animal ancestors, our mushroom, our stone ancestors, right? Open the doors to ancient wisdom. In addition, because ginkgo biloba was the first tree to come back after the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima to end World War II in a horrific act, this is a survivor tree. So this is a good medicine for now. This is a good medicine for this time we're in. One more thing about beloved ginkgo biloba, right? Biloba. what I've been noticing over these last years is how many of the ginkgo bilobas are developing trilobes and four lobes. So I believe this is, so here's one that's starting to, if I hadn't picked it, it's going to get deeper. Here's one that's starting, but I've seen them where there's really like four lobes of this depth, of this, you know, with this level of leaf sinus. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, right? Wake up, wake up, wake up in the mind, in the mind. You know, there was something I heard recently that was a scientific clinical test. I don't recall if it was some study through the NIH, but it was some august, you know, agency such as this. And the cutting to the chase, an opera singer was singing an aria, and they were testing to see what parts of her brain lit up when she sang the aria. And then she and some parts did, right? Let's make up a number, say it was 2 or 3. And they were able to map this, right, through the wonders of technology, that have us together here in the magic Zoom portal. But then they had her imagine singing the aria, and her entire brain lit up. Her entire brain lit up. I'll just leave you with that. No comment. All right, one comment. Our minds are powerful, powerful. And what we create in our minds with clear hearts from love absolutely can influence and shift and transform our lives and the world around us.